Falana to Buhari, pardon convicted soldiers as you do repentant Boko Haram members. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana, SAN, has written a letter to the President Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, requesting that the pardon given to repentant Boko Haram members be extended to 70 soldiers convicted for mutiny during Goodluck Jonathan's administration. Falana said this in a letter dated August 25, 2021, titled Request to Grant Pardon to 70 Convicted Soldiers. The activist recalled that in prosecuting the war on terror, the federal government deployed thousands of ill-equipped and ill-motivated members of the armed forces to the northeast region to fight the well-armed insurgents from 2013 to 14. He said in the course of defending the country, the troops demanded arms and armament from the military authorities, but they were punished. He added that in convicting the 70 soldiers, the court-martial failed to appreciate that the demand for weapons by the soldiers was justified under the Section 179 of the Armed Forces Act, Cap. 820, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, which permits a soldier, rating, or aircraftsman to make a complaint to his commanding officer, and that he shall not be penalized for having made a complaint so far as the complaint does not contravene any provisions of the Act. The senior advocate called on Buhari to grant full and unconditional pardon to the 70 convicted soldiers pursuant to Section 175 of the Constitution. He recalled that even the then National Security Advisor Colonel Sambo Dasuki, retired, and the Chief of Defense Staff Air Marshal Alex Bade later admitted that the troops did not have enough weapons. Falana noted that a probe instituted by Buhari revealed how over $2.1 billion, look at the money, meant for weapons was diverted by the top military brass, evidence that indeed the 70 soldiers were justified in their demand for weapons. I mean, $2.1 billion. This is dollars here. Listen. The activist said the Court of Appeal had upheld the appeal for four out of the 70 convicts discharged and acquitted them, while the others who lost their appeal at the Court of Appeal had since taken the legal battle to the Supreme Court. Damn. See the country we're living in? Look at the country that we are living in. And again, it's the hypocrisy. And I think with things like this, because we have evidence against the government 100% every single time, if something is passed or there's a new law, a new suggestion by the government for anything, because they do not, they're mediocre. They do not follow through with everything. Even in their corruption, they're mediocre as well. They don't follow through with the lies that they give. They don't follow through with anything. They don't care. They don't care how they look. Of course, Nigerians will always have a rebuttal and say, excuse me, what of this time? Excuse me, what of that time? And it's in this case here, because Buhari wants to, give amnesty to herdsmen and bandits and them, we associate them as one terrorist. The same should be done for the 70 convicted soldiers, because they themselves, the soldiers, their claims and their complaints were actually justified. Because funds were diverted when it was meant to have been catered to them, because they complained of being what? Under-equipped. So, somebody here says, Dear SAN, convicted and repentant are never the same. Must you play to the... But why would you be convicted for asking for better equipment to fight? Because you're going to fight with terrorists that are well equipped. So you now asking how does that justify that you're convicted? Why? Because you asked for more. Like, does that make sense? Someone says very soon something terrible is on its way to Nigeria very fast that will sweep these bad leaders and ungodly people away. Let's continue to beg to act fast because of the elects. Let's continue. Then after, peace and justice shall take over where no one will be oppressed. Not anymore. Someone says, you are right, sir. It is even better to pardon the convicted soldiers than the repentant Boko Haram. The soldiers should be given amnesty too. Put on a monthly allowance as well. Monthly allowance. Let's even go into the discussion of pension as well. It's not like the money is not there, and it's like funds are being diverted left, right, center, and it's like this country is still in debt. Wait, where are they getting this money from? How can you be in debt and you are still borrowing more and putting the country in more debt? Like how? Like how? How does that make sense? How does that make sense? You're not stealing. You're stealing money that is not yours, that the country itself has not generated. Not like the country cannot generate even 10 times of what you are stealing, but you just, and it's so embarrassing because I've always said this, like, Nigerians are just out here looking stupid, like as if we're not living in the country and we don't know what is who is leading us. Because how can it be? Oh, what? Like how can everything just be like, I don't, like, you actually look at, like, we're literally being so violated, and then even the way we're being violated is so disrespectful, because the way we're being violated is not even good enough, because it really isn't, because they don't care. They really don't care. Like, they're so unintelligent in the way they want to scam and, you know, just bamboozle Nigerians. It's very sad. Oh wow. Someone says, he does it recently. Where were you as SAN when he did so? Even you please try to pardon our president by stop criticizing him in any matter. What? Who is this person? We ignore. Somebody says, God will lengthen the years of Mr. Femi Falana for being a voice to the voiceless and defending the vulnerable. Yeah. Somebody here says, you see we can't say a word. These criminals keep killing us on a daily basis. We kill them, they ask us, why are you killing them? And it's like, Nigerians are justified for defending themselves. And it's just like, the country puts you in a position where you have to, I mean, are Nigerians just going to let themselves die? Like, I don't understand. The country puts them in a position where they have no choice but to defend themselves, because it's they're human, they have to survive. And then the country is like, but why do you do that? You know, for that, we will arrest you. You'll be convicted. Imagine. And then that's when they want to apply the law. The absolute audacity. Imagine. Very, very sad. Very, very, very sad. And yeah, that's really just what it is. It's literally just what it is. Put what you think about this in the comment section below. And do not forget to like and subscribe.